We've got to be quick. My husband could be back any second. Hi, ugly. It's me, Bussy. And welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be reviewing episode 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14. Our 7 bottoms from last week's Snatch Game episode were challenged to a lip-sync Smackdown. But not for the crown, as punishment. Ooh. And Daya Sky got in full drag to sit on a couch and watch the other girls fight, much like I do every week. And instead of reviewing our lip syncs in the order of which the fickle finger of fate flicked them onto our screens, we'll be ranking them from rottest rat to hottest hot. And for each lip sync as we go along, you'll see a little poll in which I asked my patrons to vote on which queen they thought deserved the win from that respective lip sync. And after breaking down all those lip syncs, we'll be taking a look at Kornbread's latest announcement about returning to season 15. Or not. We've got a lot to cover today, but first, today's video and shower scene is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Here's the tea. The Manscaped Ultra Premium Collection just dropped. It's an all-in-one skin and hair care kit designed to save you time and money with a 5-step hygiene routine. Check it out. First, I hit my hair with the Manscaped's 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It's sudsy, clean, and hydrating. Next, I wash away my sins with the Manscaped body wash made with aloe vera and sea salt. Then I blast my bod with the Manscaped hydrating body spray. That's right, a spray-on moisturizer for an even application to even those hard to reach areas. Then, don't forget the pits. Manscaped's aluminum-free deodorant is made with a clear formula that won't leave marks on your clothes. And finally, this collection comes with a free gift, lip balm. 3 of them, actually. Vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oils seal in the moisture to keep your lips kissable. And best of all, the entire collection is paraben-free, cruelty-free, and vegan. And it's your lucky day because when you visit manscaped.com and use code Bussy, you'll get 20% off your order plus free international shipping. And make sure to opt in for the Manscaped peak hygiene routine so you never run out of your favorite Manscaped products. Thanks Manscaped for keeping this Bussy queen clean and squeaky. Now, let's smack some lips. First up, and no offense by the way, we've got the first lip sync of the episode. Jasmine versus Daya. Jasmine's bingo ball was the first to be chosen tonight, and she actually chooses to lip sync against Daya, which wasn't really a surprise to me considering the little rivalry that they've had going on. And here we also learn that not only will each queen be able to choose their opponent this Smackdown, but the opponent will be the one choosing the song, which I think were fun twists that allowed us to see into the psychology of the queens that we will see actually play into their decision making in the later lip syncs. But for this song, Daya chooses Respect by Aretha Franklin. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm not sure that I would choose that song for either of those queens. Especially considering Daya was dressed like a scene kid. Side note, I loved that hair. But back to the lip sync. I did notice that the first part of this lip sync edit was heavily focused on Daya, but probably for good reason. She was giving us a focused, severe, and appropriately serious lip sync to this song that doesn't necessarily demand seriousness, but demands a certain RESPECT. Jasmine's energy, by contrast, was really frantic. She was throwing herself all over the stage into splits and jumps, and like what she was doing looked really cool and definitely showed off her dancing chops, but I'm not so sure that the sexual energy she was bringing to this Aretha Franklin song fit the category of what was being asked. And that's not to say that Daya perfectly fit the song for me either. She felt a little stiff here, but I think the moment that she 100% secured her win is when she was doing that little sidestep dance in front of Jasmine while she was looking like Gumby, twisting and turning all over the floor. All things considered, Daya's lip sync was solid, and I think she deserved the win here, and she gets a very safe hot from me. Jasmine's energy in this lip sync, while cool to watch, gets a Side note, are they feeding the girls this season? Because Miss Daya went for a fly on her drink straw in Untucked after she won her lip sync. And need I remind you, if she had successfully eaten said fly, this would have been the second insect she's eaten this season alone. Is Daya secretly a lizard clone? You heard it here first. And my 5th favorite lip sync tonight was Angeria versus Jasmine Kennedie to Love Don't Cost a Thing by Jennifer Lopez. So this lip sync among the Drag Race fandom was, I think, the most contentious decision made by the judges tonight. However, I'd argue that what they did was pretty justified. From the outset, I would say the matchup was pretty fair. This was both queens' second lip sync of the night. And generally speaking, I don't think either of them perfectly matched the energy of the song, but the overall result was, I think, very similar to the Daya and Jasmine lip sync, and that all the winner had to do was serve a consistent, clear, and concise performance. Angeria did that. Nothing she did was flashy or over the top, but in every instance, she was proving that she knew the lyrics and knew where to add certain amounts of attitude. There was also a really interesting quality that Angeria has when she lip syncs. I noticed that she kind of looks like above the judges. And I'm not criticizing that as a bad lip sync quality or anything. I just thought it was really interesting. I've never seen anybody do that. Maybe that's from the pageant world? Not sure. But while Angeria was busy giving a really clean lip sync the entire time, Jasmine's first half of the song was really a little too messy, I think. Too frantic, too much of that whoa, 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 I'm a crazy dancer type of vibe. Like, I think she really did think the way to prove herself in all of these lip syncs was to bang out some kind of crazy dance trick every half step. It wasn't until halfway through the song when they slowed it down with that little reverb on J-Lo's time that actually I think Jasmine really started to nail it. I'm specifically referring to that 8 or so seconds when she was moving her body in that really hot and sexy way that Daya commented on. If Jasmine had been giving that type of energy the entire lip sync, like the entire first half, with that slower, more restrained kind of dancing, I think she could have won. Another pro working here in Angeria's favor was that she was giving us a completely different lip sync from her first one, which was the threesome. Whereas again, Jasmine really started off the first half of that song with the exact same energy that she was giving Aria's BCT. And to touch briefly on the lyrics again, they did make a big point, actually, and Untucked with the Queens discussing Jasmine not knowing a part of the song, and the editors even focused in on her not knowing the lyrics to another section of the song. All things considered though, I think they excelled in different ways tonight, and I've given them both 3 very safe hot flames for this lip sync. And in 4th place for me tonight is actually the second lip sync of the evening, Willow versus Bosco. And Willow actually has a couple of different strategies in choosing Bosco as her lip sync partner here in this song. A, she's got her cards held close to her chest, and the rest of the cast doesn't necessarily know how she's going to be performing on stage. And I think she knew not only would Bosco choose the song she wanted, which was never too much, but I think choosing Bosco was also strategic because she didn't want her energy to be compared to the dancing chops of somebody like Jorgeous or Camden, and technically speaking at this point in the competition, Angeria was still a wild card as well. And concerning my critique for these two queens, I think Daya nailed it when she said that the beginning of Bosco's performance at least could have been to any song, while Willow started off immediately tailored and specifically performing to this song. And that's not to say Bosco did bad, I just don't think that she brought a lot of custom choreo to this song despite it being her go-to karaoke jam. And seeing Willow being the silly, campy, funny queen that she is all of a sudden turn this lip sync into a more serious and moody performance was really fun. And I think the moment that she really secured her win in this lip sync was when she was doing that air guitar. Anytime you see Rupaul laughing at something the girls are doing during a lip sync, girl, you know that they got the win. Willow gets a stellar 5 hot flames for me for this performance, and Bosco really I don't think did bad to this song. She just had a really tough opponent, so she also gets a very safe 3 flame hot for me in this one. And as a reminder, I did react to these lip syncs over on my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. That's my members only website where you can join to get exclusive member benefits like early access to my YouTube videos, access to exclusive videos, access to the Bussy Queen Discord server, and more. And you can join by clicking the link in the description of this video. See you there. And right in the middle for me tonight is the threesome. How appropriate. Which was chosen by the fickle finger of fate. If this lip sync had been only 2 queens, it probably would have been higher on my list because the performance that Jorgeous gave, which we'll get into here in a second, was phenomenal. I just think that it's really difficult to showcase 3 queens on a small stage like that accurately and appropriately, so that's why it didn't get higher tonight for me. The song Jorgeous, Angeria, and Lady Camden performed to is Radio, which Jorgeous chose by the luck of the bingo ball. From the literal second that the song started, I was betriveled, as Jasmine would say, at Jorgeous's performance. I don't know what her method for learning choreo is, but like, she just looks so effortless when she busts all that out. I mean, there have been a ton of amazing performers hit the Drag Race stage and show us how lip syncs can be truly magical. But I think it's gotten harder over time to do that because we've seen a lot of the tricks and we've seen a lot of lip sync styles. Jorgeous, on the other hand, I feel like every time she hits that stage brings a level of professionalism that we simply haven't seen before in lip syncs. And effortlessness, I might add. So she gets like a 5 flame hotter than hot, hot as hell from me in this lip sync tonight. The other 2 though didn't do that bad either. I noticed Angeria put up a really good fight on this song and she was hitting some of that choreo really hard too, like that little moment where they almost like hit each other. And when they hit the shablams together. Let's give credit where credit is due. Angeria killed this lip sync as well. So she gets a 4 flame hot, and Camden, I think was missing a little bit of energy in this song, or at least not hitting the correct vibes. She was very much going for a campy approach to this song, which really does need, I think, those tight choreographed movements like Angeria and Jorgeous were giving. Turning all of Beyonce's lyrics into silly mimed jokes, I think just wasn't appropriate for this particular song because it's so high energy. But the second lip sync in my list tonight is an excellent reprieve for Lady Camden. Her name was drawn by the bingo ball and she chooses Bosco to lip sync against. And I am guessing here that she definitely was playing the same game Willow was, knowing that Bosco would probably choose the song she wanted. And I think there also was an element there knowing that choosing Bosco again would maybe trigger a little bit of fear and memory about what had just happened in the last lip sync with Willow. These queens were strategizing the house down and I loved it. This lip sync, I've got to say, blew me out of the water. Mostly because it was so shocking to see how much of a chameleon Lady Camden truly is. Every time she's got to do something or apply herself, she pulls out a new set of cards to play. The performance she gives to Don't Let Love Go by In Vogue is a totally different one from the one she gave in Radio, and a totally different one from the one that she gave earlier this season against Daya to Blondie's song. The bitch's versatility is unmatched, and her varied approach to her performance I think is really what allowed us as audience members and the judges to see that she was the clear winner of this lip sync. Like, she felt every lyric, beat, and moment of this song, and it was beautiful. Bosco did super well as well though, don't get me wrong, but I kind of felt her doing that thing like she did in her first lip sync against Willow, where it was taking her a second to warm up to the actual vibe and feeling of the song. Like, she kind of just started with that same I'm dancing, I'm here, and I'm hot stuff that she does, but when she did get into the groove, it was very groovy. 5 hot flames for Camden and 4 for Bosco here. And my favorite lip sync of the evening was the finale. We've got Bosco versus Jasmine, lip syncing to Swept Away by Diana Ross. This was an incredible moment for both of these queens. They both start out on the floor, seductive, sensual, and immediately showing us that they are doing something different from the past 2 lip syncs, which was, I think, crucial for our reception of Bosco lip syncing this third time around. And Jasmine's, I might add, is it was super important that she didn't just do that same frantic dancing again. What took Bosco's performance in this lip sync to a 5 for me though was the floor dancing with her legs the second time around. What she was doing felt new and fresh for the evening, exactly what she needed to do that late in the game of this episode. And I've got to say, had Jasmine got back on the floor too, it would have been a much tougher call. But as you've seen from my hot flame ratings tonight, I was really impressed by a lot of the lip syncs. These bitches may not know how to volley with Rue, but goddamn can they dance. And Jasmine does end up at the end of the episode revealing that she has chocolate. Wow, wow. But I really don't think that she has any reason to feel bad about what she's done throughout this season. I mean, oh my God, she has proved herself an incredible performer. I think her biggest setback in terms of her performance on RuPaul's Drag Race as a whole was really just her age. She's so young. There are a lot of young queens this season, but I think once some of that maturity hits her and she transforms into a fully grown woman, she will be unstoppable and surely back on All Stars with those lip sync skills. And you saw from my ranking that my favorite lip sync was the last one, but I did also ask my patrons to vote on their hottest hot, and tonight they've chosen Willow versus Bosco. Again, I just want to congratulate the queens on a stellar lip sync Smackdown. I think there was a lot of fire in their eyes tonight, especially because this was like mid-competition and it felt like weeks since anyone had gone home. They were all feeling the burn. Now grab the butter, it's Kornbread time. Kornbread actually grabbed my attention directly on Twitter this week when she tweeted this. My run on season 14 was nothing short of amazing. Unfortunately, I will not be returning to season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Great things ahead. I love and appreciate you all for the support. Let's make magic. Followed up with, and no, I'm not on anybody's All Stars. Wasn't my decision, smiley face. And then said, also, hey Bussy Queen, I'm a fan. LOL. Hey Kornbread, I'm a fan too. Fans of fans of fans of fans of fans of fans. And as exciting as it was to see her talking about me on Twitter, it of course was devastating to hear that she wouldn't be returned to season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I think she was one of the most highly anticipated potential cast members of that season. Next to me, of course. I didn't apply, don't worry. Or maybe I did. I didn't. But maybe. No. She did clarify her reason for not appearing on season 15 though in a later tweet that day, saying, "All you need to know is in here. I said it when I first left the show and they reiterated. A bitch just wants to focus on her transition," with a link to an Entertainment Weekly article which was really just talking about her original tweets about not appearing on the season 15. So again, it doesn't really seem like there's any crazy drama there. It really just seems like she wants to focus on herself. And I can imagine that she'll only be a fiercer competitor on a potential future season of All Stars or something, with time to grow as a performer. So while I'm sad that we won't be seeing her next spring, I'm extremely happy for her and her journey. The Entertainment Weekly article also did talk about her doing a little bit of acting gigs. It seems that she's going to be in one of the scenes from Hocus Pocus 2 coming up. And if you'd like to support Miss Snack, she did also share with us that she is back on Cameo, so go send her some love. And by love, I mean hard cold cash. And that's all I've got for you today, but as always, I'd love to know what your thought about the lip sync Smackdown in the comments down below. And as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I also want to give a special thanks to today's video sponsor, Manscaped, who you can save 20% on and get free shipping by clicking the link in the description of this video. I also want to say thank you so much to my generous patrons for making my channel possible. And I want to give a special shout out to C. Kelly, Gutter Boy, Danielle Jones, Ashley ZL, and Sama, who've all just joined my Patreon at the hot tier, and the Daniela Bella, who's just joined my Patreon at the hottest hot tier, and Angel, Cyrus, Dark-Sided Otter, Dicky, Felicia, Hector Simancas, JB Jeffrey, Joseph Josh, JP in Dallas, Laura Lisette, Mark James, Matthew Burns, Matthew Bauer, Maxilo Wow, Miss F, Neely, Ryan Beats, Sailor, Steven, Tom Jaco, Tom Young, Topher, Trojan, Wheelie, and Yeeji, who are all supporting me on my Patreon at the Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later, love ya, bye. It's mommy time! Daya when she sees an insect. She's gonna kill me.